Today we're going to talk about spicing up your rhythm playing with something I like to call connector riffs, and it's something that I got as a habit from Randy Rhoads, and I do a video on his top 5 habits that I'll link there. And it's just a way at the end of phrases to throw something in to make it a little more interesting instead of just playing chords all the time. So we'll get right to it, but first... Okay, I've got 3 examples here that I'm going to show you. It's 8 measures of music, so every time on the 4th measure, when there's kind of a bit of a drum fill and maybe a singer would be taking a breath in between lines, I'm going to throw in different types of connector riffs or fills. This first one that I'm going to show you is where I basically take the idea of a moving bass line, whatever a bass player might throw into there. Let's take a listen. Okay, you can see the progression was an A minor. It's just a basic A chord. I throw the sus4 in, A to a C to a G. Then the bass is playing an F, and that's when I throw the fill in. First time, and then the build-up fill the next time. And it's basically just whatever a bass player might play there. I'm staying on the low strings. I'm not wandering really into the territory of playing leads. I'm connecting from the F chord back to the A chord by throwing some kind of basic walking rhythmic bass type fill. This is an easy one to do and something you can sync up with the bass player on if you want to. Now let's take a look at another example, and here I'm going to take pieces of the chord or of chords. They're called dyads, and again I have a lesson on that. I'll link it up here, and I'm going to throw those dyads in as fills. So on this one you can see I'm taking 2 notes out of a chord and just kind of moving through a couple of chords to fill the space. Again, we're working off that F chord there, which you can play like this. You have a G chord, then an A minor. And what I did on this one, I actually changed, instead of a G major, I played a G minor very quickly because I just liked the way it sounded kind of going out of key for a second, and it was that. And that first fill was that, just dyads, the 2 notes of the chord. F, in this case, the key change of the G minor. You could do a G major. So F to G to A. And then on the second fill, I did the dyad, which would start on A, which you could play here. But I just happened to do it on the G and the B string and change the rhythm a little. An A minor, a B minor, a C major, and then work my way back. So I'm just using dyad chords there, and it's actually very similar to what Randy Rhoads did on Mr. Crowley. Now this next example is all about playing something rhythmic and groovy in this space that you have. Let's take a listen. You see on the first one there, I just went to the F octaves. I went up to this version of the F instead of the low. And I'm just playing the F to G, A, back to G. And a lot of it's about muting and playing some kind of rhythm with your right hand. On the second one, I'm being rhythmic too, but it's single notes, so it's starting to wander into lead guitar territory. And it was a G to an F, and then an A to an F, C to an F, and then the E, F. So that act of playing it percussively with the moving notes over the top of it is kind of a groovy, rhythmic type of thing. In any case, that's 3 ideas for you for things you can throw in the middle. Of course, you can do full-on lead type of riffs, but I was trying to keep this more rhythmic-minded for a rhythm guitar player, except for maybe that last one there. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope this made sense to you and it gives you some ideas moving forward with your own playing. And until next time, guys, keep making great music.
Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.